Hey everybody, welcome to another Year of Sundance 2024 edition, celebrating 40 years of independent film. We got some really great interviews coming up for you, so stay tuned, like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching Breezeway Productions.
One more time. We're going to take some break.
I have a lot of respect and for her. I don't think you've seen this. I'm very excited. It's a social realism with fantastical elements, a Norwegian movie, and the themes is about loss and love and how to cope with your emotion and how to very harshly, the only way to deal with your emotion is going straight through them, and I feel Thea has made a movie that's almost a meditation on grief and sorrow. It's very beautiful.
So when you first saw that the title was called Handling the Undead, what did you think before you started reading the script?
But I know the writer's work from Let the Right One In, so I kind of knew what it was, a social realism meeting a fantastical element, and so I kind of knew the story from before, but the way Thea wanted to tell the story and how really like deep and profound she has gone into grief and love and how to handle losing someone. It could be called I don't know the translation, but handling sorrow could be
Okay. So what do you think was one of the most difficult scenes that you did in this film, since you have to deal with a lot of emotions which can be kind of jarring for actors?
It was definitely this scene where my character that lost her son, she gets to meet him again, but in a very different state where he's not alive and not dead. And we did this with, it was a hybrid between a real actor and a doll. And this doll is supposed to be 5 years old. And I didn't want to see it, so they kind of hid it from me. So, and my character is very her grief is very withheld. But so I was supposed to come into the scene and be confused and a little bit angry with my dad bringing him into the house. But when I saw the doll, it's so well made. I had this very sincere, I guess, panic attack with sorrow. So it wasn't supposed to be like that, but Thea ended up using that version in the movies. But that was the hardest part, I think. Yeah.
Sometimes the scenes that bring out the strongest emotions can end up being the best in play on camera, which really just, make you feel so happy because you're capturing exactly what the character wants. You also look fantastic. Tell me, who are you wearing this morning?
I love that you're actually asking that question.
It looks great.
It is a very good suit. It's Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton?
Yeah.
Well, it comes together very nicely. In closing, what would you like to say to the Sundance Film Festival for the acceptance this year?
Well, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very excited and nervous. It means a lot to be here. Yeah.
Speaking with
Thea Hvistendahl, the director of Handling the Undead.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. Tell me a little bit about Handling the Undead.
Handling the Undead is based on a Swedish book by the same writer that wrote Let the Right One In and Border.
Okay.
So it's a story about three families getting their dead loved ones back to life.
I think that's super interesting. Like, how did this script come to you, and what really jumped out that said you wanted to be a part of it?
I went to the book, so it was more like me reading his books and then finding out that the rights for Handling the Undead were available, and then asking if I could have them.
Do you have any specific memory from the film that you really enjoyed and would like to share? Something that was something you'll never forget for the rest of your career?
I mean, almost every day was really a magical experience, but we had like a big storm ruining our whole day when we were finally having like the boat shoot on the water, so that was never unforgettable, I think.
Yeah, we've heard that the storm has come up a couple of times, that you lost a camera, or a camera was damaged in the storm.
Oh yes, some of the equipment was damaged, but I think we managed to rescue most of it. But like where we had all the cameras, like a tree fall over and broke the balcony, and we had so much cameras and equipment in this boat, and it was like raining sideways, and the wind was strong. Yeah, so it was crazy.
It's truly indie when you're able to overcome things like that, because sometimes people would face those adversities and then they would fall apart and then things wouldn't, go off the rails, but you stayed true and the film was completed. Now it's screening here at Sundance. So I just want to know, what are your feelings for the screening here at this festival this year?
Really excited and also very nervous and just extremely curious and happy also to finally share with an audience and see how they receive it. Yeah.
And in closing, how would you describe this film in your own words to audiences? What would they experience when they go to see it?
I mean, it's a film about grief, loss, and love, and about this empty space that you end up when you lose someone you love, and what one would do to make them come back, kind of. And I think it's unsettling and heartbreaking at the same time.
Well, speaking with
Ulvik, Rosketh.
Thank you, Paul, for taking the time to speak with me today. Tell me a little bit about your role on the project, handling the undead.
Sorry?
Just tell me about your role on the project of handling the undead.
I'm a cinematographer, working with Thea, Hvistendahl, the director. It's been a fantastic adventure. Wonderful script that we got to visualize, which was a very emotional process. But
tell me about the camera and the lenses that you used in order to capture the footage that you wanted.
Well, it's shot on film, analog 35mm, 2perf, shot on Canon K35 lenses.
Okay.
In the DI, we did everything is it's timed with printer lights, so it's kind of an old school way of doing it. So it's not as pure and clean as modern films. So gritty.
How did you come to the decision to shoot it on film when you were having your conversation with the director, when you wanted that aesthetic instead of going digital?
Oh, she's always been
purist.
Yeah. So, and then I feel like it's also what I know the best too, and it's how to express myself. It's what I prefer, but it just has it's grounded in emotion, that film, and I feel like film has this overtake on digital when it comes to emotions. So.
That's pretty cool. A lot of people that love that aesthetic are missing it because not as many films are shot on that. But for independent filmmakers that want to shoot on film, is there any advice that you can give to them? Because sometimes they may be nervous. It gets more expensive. What words would you say for them if they want to shoot on film?
Just shoot on film. Don't be afraid, because it's you'll gain more than you are stressed for. But just do tests and check, have fun. Don't be stressed with ratio, because you don't need that much ratio. Do more rehearsals.
Speaking with
Kristin Emblem. I'm at Einar Film.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. Tell me a little bit about the film that is in the festival this year that you're representing.
Sorry,
tell me a little bit about the film that you're representing here at the festival.
Oh, this is a film that we worked on for a long time. It's called Handling the Undead. It's a kind of a genre-bending drama film. Drama with horror elements. It's based on a really fantastic IP out of a Swedish author called John Ajvide Lindqvist. And I'm really excited to be premiering here in Sundance. And this is the first time any audiences will see this. And we're kind of hoping for the best and really having, excited to kind of get it out there to the audiences, I guess, yeah.
If you were to showcase this film to audiences, how would you describe it in your own words?
Oh, this is, it's a film about, the bigger questions, I guess. Most films are, obviously, but it's, as I said, it's a drama. It's all about grief, but it's mainly about hope and love in the midst of it. And I hope that that the film kind of portrays that you want to embrace your loved ones and you want to be. I don't know. It's a kind of a melancholy film, but it's also, as I said, it's also about love and hope. Yeah. I'm not used to this. My words are tumbling.
No, you're doing absolutely wonderful. So, is there a specific memory that jumps out to you from making the film that you'll always remember? Something that really stuck out to you? Is something that was an incredible experience, or a story from set that you would like to share?
Oh my God, so many. We had ups and downs, and we did a lot of the shooting in Greece, and I guess that's a memory that will stick with me forever. Yeah, it was a good period. It was a wonderful experience, and it's been challenging, but it's we've had extremely bad weather on our first shoot. I mean, we had like cameras falling into the ocean. It was an amazing, we had to cancel the whole day. That was like a rough start.
Yeah, that'll give you a little bit of stress if your camera decides to fall into the ocean on one day. Well,
It didn't really actually, but there was a lot of things going on, and it was a storm in August with snow in. I mean, we're not used to that.
oh, yeah.
But that was amazing.
You overcame it, and then the film ended up becoming
We
completed.
overcame it, and now it's obviously just a memory.
In closing, is there anything you'd like to say to the Sundance Film Festival for the acceptance this year?
I'm sorry.
What would you like to say to the film festival for the acceptance?
Oh my God, we're so grateful. It was so when we got the news that we were accepted here in this in the drama World Cinema Competition, we were so honored, and we've been looking forward to it. And now it's now we're here, and it's really exciting to get the audience now to see the film.
Well, speaking with
Peter Raeburn, composer of Handling the Undead.
Awesome. Well, nice to meet you, sir. Tell me a little bit about the music that is encompassing this film.
The music is a far and deep-reaching journey into the experience of grief and what this particular film handles, which is what happens when people that we've lost and loved come back, but in a form that we can't possibly understand and can't possibly feel in the same way. So myself and Thea, the director, we went on a really beautiful journey to explore what the sound of love is and the sound of loss, and slowly help people on their way through hard times, all set against a very dark backdrop of a zombie apocalypse, but that's kind of another matter.
That's an interesting concept. How does that work when you have like a horror theme mixing with a drama theme, and then what kind of instruments are you putting into that to really make it blend?
I mean, it really isn't a horror. It's not a horror.
Just when you said zombie.
That precludes horror, but we didn't go that route. Although there are some very dark, throbbing, tense sounds in there, subterranean noises and all kinds of. But it's not music to make you scared. It's music that helps you feel the experience of our leading people, all other people in the film. So it's not really about. There's nothing horrific about it other than the brutality of grief and the unknown.
Do you feel that while you were composing this film, there was something that you learned about yourself as a composer putting together this type of music? Because it's a very interesting concept, and I don't know if you have done the experience in this, but it's just what jumped out to you that you really learned while working on it?
Well, I think that first of all, just the beauty of collaboration. It never ceases to amaze me when people work together, what we can achieve, and go to places that no one could quite imagine. And I learn that every time, but it's like learning it for the first time. I think beauty and love musically are such important things to represent and to feel when you're talking about loss, grief, and so how to do that in a way that doesn't feel dramatized, but is just part of the inside of the film. That's always what I learn and try hard to achieve with my collaborators. So get to work with amazing musicians and brilliant director, and it's a total privilege.